It can be hard for many people to discuss their final arrangements, but it also can be so important to plan ahead. Today, Jim Caskey from Evergreen Funeral Home and Cemetery joins us to talk about how you get started, how you put it all together. And you know what, Jim, it's a tough thing to talk about for a lot of people.
It is a tough thing, and thank you for having us on today.
Thank you. It is such an important topic, right? And I think it's good to discuss it. So what options are actually available for people out there?
Well, when you start to think about planning ahead for your funeral, there are so many options. The days have passed where there was just traditional funeral services that was a solemn service that was kind of sad, and people dressed in black and things like that. But today, people have so many options to plan ahead, to choose a service that they want to best celebrate their life.
You know, I went to a couple actually out at Evergreen. It's a very multimedia experience, and it's a wonderful way to celebrate a life.
It is.
That you all put together.
And that's what it's about, celebrating a life.
Celebrating, right? And what do people need to document? How do they go about documenting their wishes?
You know, documenting your wishes is one of the first things you need to do. You need to sit down with your family and just have that conversation on how you want to be remembered.
Right.
It's a celebration, and when you can sit down and you start with your story. Every life has a story. So you start with that story, and you just go from there. You have your family's input, and then you start to document those wishes.
And what resources do you all have available to kind of help get started?
Right. We have a personal planning guide. It's a guide, it's a step-by-step guide that you can go through and document everything about your life, what you want. You can document some financial information, talk about the flowers you want, the pallbearers, things like that. If you're a veteran, we have the Veterans Planning Guide, which also assists the veterans in gathering, certain medals and medallions, goes over their benefits, and they can start gathering all that information, and both guides keep everything together in a concise place. So when that time comes, it saves your family a lot of issues and questions.
It could be stressful too.
It can be,
right?
yes.
And to have everything together and to know this was their wishes.
Exactly.
Is really comforting. So how should people begin kind of financially planning for something like that?
The first thing is to reach out to a funeral professional. Reach out to us at Evergreen Funeral Home and Cemetery and sit down with one of our trained professionals and just start that conversation with us.
Yeah. That's the big first step.
That's the first step.
All right, Jim, thank you so much for stopping by. So to get started, download a free planning guide today at dignitymemorial.com/details.